I have been using my iPhone 8 Plus for 2 years now, and here are my thoughts on it. But first, I want to thank you very, very much for 4,000 subscribers. At this point last year, I had just reached the 300 subscriber mark, and to think that I've more than 13x that is incredible. I just want to thank you all very, very much. Seriously, it's amazing. Thank you.
This is the iPhone 11 Pro, and these are the most powerful and most advanced iPhones that we have ever built. iPhone XS. It is the most advanced iPhone we've ever created. iPhone 10. It is the biggest leap forward since the original iPhone.
With each release of a new iPhone, people are compelled into buying the latest and the greatest. Whether the reason is because of the extra camera, higher screen resolution, faster CPU, more RAM, better software, the list goes on and on. To be fair, I love new technology. I like watching the Apple keynotes, I like buying the new phones, I like playing with the new phones, I like using new computers to me, and all of that stuff is so fun and exciting to me. But there's always a line.
America's credit card debt has soared to a record $800 billion.
The market is effectively saying, we're not sure that we can take price increases from you anymore, Apple.
That $1,000 mark, and they're on their way up even higher.
I don't think you should buy it at this cost. This one in front of me is $1,100 USD.
And it's something that I've come to realize as I get older and older, that just because it's newer and better doesn't mean it's necessarily better to you. And I'll explain. On paper, the iPhone 11 Pro is a better phone than my phone. It has a better CPU, more RAM, faster storage, better screen, higher screen resolution, more cameras, better cameras, Face ID. It has all of these new features. But is it any better in the way that actually adds value to my life and the way I use a phone? I use a phone for very basic tasks. YouTubers are drooling over the new camera on the iPhone 11 Pro, but it's still a phone camera. It's really good. It's a good phone camera, but it's not a DSLR. Comparing video from a real cinema camera to a phone, there's no comparison. It's really obvious. Face ID is a nice feature and they implement it with some cool software like Animoji, but my fiance has Animoji and she hardly ever uses it. And I already have a biometric way to get in my phone. It's called thumbprint or touch ID. The screen is better, but due to the size restrictions of a phone, you can't really tell a difference between a good screen and a bad screen because all screens look pretty similar, especially when you're not comparing them to each other. When you compare the iPhone 8 Plus to an iPhone 11 Pro, the iPhone 11 Pro screen looks better. But I'm never gonna be in a situation where I'm looking at those two phone screens and I'm like, man, my phone sucks. I'm gonna be looking at my phone screen thinking, yeah, that looks fine. I can still watch YouTube, make calls, and use my favorite apps. What I'm getting at here is that the iPhone 8 Plus is still a great phone. And let me go over a list of my favorite things about the phone. 1, the camera. It's not as fancy as a new camera on the iPhone 11 Pro, but for a smartphone camera, the thing does a great job. In my opinion, cameras on smartphones are there to capture moments, to capture memories, to capture something that it doesn't have to look amazing for you to look back at the picture and be like, that was a ton of fun. 2, the processor. For a 2-year-old phone, the A11 Bionic CPU inside of the iPhone 8 Plus was overkill in 2017, and it's still overkill in 2018, outperforming some of the newest Snapdragon 855 smartphones from the Android side. Dual speakers. I love how there's a front-firing speaker and a down-firing speaker. It's just loud enough for me to consume the content I want to consume. Doesn't sound as good as a real speaker, but when I'm just listening to a podcast or some music in the shower, it doesn't have to. I'm just listening to something that's engaging, and it doesn't matter if the sound quality or the audio quality is super crisp. It just has to sound pretty good. And finally, the most important one is real-world usage. How does it work in the real world? It works well. Obviously, it's a 2-year-old phone that has a processor that's essentially from 2019 when compared to its Android competitors, and it's still receiving the latest updates from Apple, so there's nothing wrong with this phone. It works perfectly well in real-world usage. A lot of people overestimate what they need in a smartphone. Oh, I need the latest processor. I need something that's 45% more powerful than my current phone. But why? Does your current phone lag a ton? Maybe that's a reason to upgrade, but if it's working totally fine and it's totally functional, why do you feel the need to get a better processor if you haven't ever pushed the processor or the graphics chip to its limit?
This guy off.
iPad Pro. Smart keyboard folio.
Another massive tech unboxing. This is number 9, I believe.
This Bluetooth subwoofer speaker, man.
In the age of new this, new that, where everyone is releasing a new product every year with promised improvements from the year before, we are starting to see a shift that maybe the newest is the greatest, but if a phone that's 2 years old is 97% the phone that's this year, that's still an A+, and an A+ is an A+ in my book, even if it's 90% the phone. An A is an A. And we should learn to be happy with the smartphones that we do have, because trying to always get the newest and latest and greatest because everybody else has it is a really easy way to spend a lot of money on something you shouldn't be spending a lot of money on. And the newest marketing gimmick is probably just that. It's a gimmick. But that doesn't mean you should never upgrade. And I don't want anybody to leave this video feeling bad about themselves for upgrading from an A+ to an 11 or a 10S to an 11. It's your money, you spend it the way that you want to spend it. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that you are spending your money wrong. But what I am gonna tell you is that make sure you're upgrading for the reasons that you want to upgrade your smartphone for, and not for the reasons that YouTubers are telling you to upgrade, because the camera is so good. It's a smartphone camera. It still sucks. The sensor is still tiny. It's still very limited. It's dangerous when people are telling you to spend your money on something that you don't need. If you don't need the newest smartphone, don't get it. Make sure you have reasons for getting it. What I've done is sort of create a little bit of a list of reasons to upgrade my technology or upgrade my phone, upgrade my computer, upgrade whatever that I think has helped me a lot in the last probably year manage my money a little bit better and a little bit smarter. Here are the 3 rules that I've come up with that I think will help you and I know have helped me. The first one is, does the piece of technology function the way it should? And is it negatively affecting your life? Basically, if you have a phone with 16 gigabytes of storage and you're constantly having to delete apps in order to send a picture to somebody, maybe it's time to consider an upgrade. Next is, are you upgrading for the right reasons? Are you upgrading just to look cool? Are you upgrading to show off to your friends and family that, oh, look at me, I got a new job, I graduated college, I'm doing so well? Or are you upgrading because I actually need this thing. I actually need this new phone. I need one of the new features that'll help me in my life or help me in my business. The final thing is, will it improve my quality of life? And a lot of people, this might sound a little extreme, it's just a phone, it's just a computer. But if you use your phone or your computer for your job, you want to make sure that it's doing everything that it needs to do. I think this is an important topic at this time of the year with the holidays coming around, Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Christmas. People are going to want to spend money on technology. And I'm not saying don't spend money on technology, because I love it. If you look around my office right now, there's a computer there, monitor, phone, iPad. I love technology. I enjoy using technology. But I also know that there is a limit to how much technology I should buy and when I should actually be upgrading. The newest phone isn't always the best phone for you. It might be the best phone that Apple sells, but that doesn't mean it's the best phone for you, because they're $1,000, $1,100, $1,200, $1,600 totally specced out. And that's a car. Thank you for watching the video. I'm Scott with Techno Eclipse. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. So the video's over, but I do really just want to thank you guys for supporting me to this point. 4,000 subscribers is nuts. This is not part of the sort of scripted video, and I just want to say sincerely from the bottom of my heart, 4,000 is nuts. I was trying to conceptualize how many people 4,000 is, and there are colleges that have less people. There are high schools that have way less people than 4,000. So I really want to thank you. Seriously, that is an amazing thing, 4,000 subscribers. It's crazy to think that at this point last year, I had 300 and now I have 4,000. Seriously, I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart. It's been a ton of fun, and this will continue to be fun as I grow more and more. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.